Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not external events. Realize this, and you will find strength." In a world where emotions can feel like waves crashing around us, how do we find our center? Join us as we explore 7 Stoic lessons that are essential for mastering our emotions and navigating life's challenges with steadfast resolve. Before we dive in, I'd appreciate it if you liked the video to help me continue sharing Stoic philosophy. And if you're not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the bell so you don't miss any future videos. Lesson 1. Understand what's in your control. Have you ever found yourself caught in a storm? Not the kind with thunder and lightning, but the storms of life? Unexpected events, disappointments, or sudden changes. The Stoics, philosophers from ancient Greece and Rome, offer a lesson that acts as an anchor in these times: the dichotomy of control. Imagine you're planning an outdoor event, and despite your best efforts, it starts to rain. You can't control the weather, no matter how much you wish you could. But your reaction to the rain? That's entirely in your hands. You could get upset or frustrated, or you could adapt, perhaps moving the event indoors or embracing the rain as a refreshing change. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher born a slave who went on to become one of the greatest thinkers of his time, summed it up: some things are within our control, and others are not. It sounds simple, right? Yet within this simplicity lies profound wisdom that can transform our lives. Every day, we face situations, some of which we can influence, like our daily routines, the books we read, or the people we associate with. But many things are beyond our control: global events, the actions of others, the passage of time, and yes, even the weather. Here's the key insight. The Stoics believe that our well-being doesn't rely on external events, but on how we perceive and respond to them. It's not the event itself, but our judgment of the event that stirs our emotions. Think back to a time when you faced a setback. Maybe you didn't get the job you wanted. In the moment, it felt like a catastrophe. But over time, perhaps you realized it was a hidden blessing, leading you to a better opportunity or personal growth. So, how do we put this principle into practice? Begin by asking yourself, is this something I can control? If yes, take action. If no, then it's an opportunity to practice acceptance and adaptability. By deeply understanding and internalizing this idea, we can free ourselves from unnecessary suffering. We can move through life with calmness, knowing that although we can't control the winds, we can adjust our sails. In a world that often feels chaotic, the dichotomy of control serves as a beacon of clarity. It reminds us to focus our energy where it matters most and to embrace the peace that comes from recognizing that some things are beyond our control. Lesson 2. Reflect before reacting. In today's fast-paced, instant response world, the act of reflection can seem outdated. Yet, it is precisely this pause, this moment of thought, that can be our saving grace in a world demanding quick answers. Think of all the decisions we face daily, both big and small. From what to eat for dinner to choosing a career path, we're constantly making choices. But it's not just the importance of these decisions that matters, it's how we approach them. Consider a common situation. You receive a message that strikes a nerve. Maybe a colleague critiques your work, or a friend makes a casual remark. Your instinct might be to respond defensively or angrily. But what if, instead of diving into that emotional reaction, you took a step back? By creating that space, you're not suppressing your emotions, you're giving them room to be understood. This practice of reflection isn't about passively accepting or avoiding emotions. It's about actively engaging with our thoughts and feelings. It's about asking ourselves tough questions. Why did this comment upset me so much? What past experiences or beliefs might be influencing my current emotions? Is my reaction rooted in the present moment or shaped by past experiences? Reflection also fosters empathy. By allowing ourselves time to think, we can better understand others' perspectives. Maybe your colleague had a tough day, or your friend didn't realize the weight of their words. Reflection opens the door to understanding, not just for ourselves, but for others too. In our relationships, this practice is invaluable. How many conflicts could we avoid if we took the time to reflect before reacting? How many bridges could we build instead of burning them? It's in these reflective moments that we find clarity, empathy, and connection. In professional settings, the ability to reflect before responding is priceless. Leaders who pause before making decisions are often more respected and effective. Their choices, born from careful thought, tend to stand the test of time. In a world that often demands immediate action, taking time to reflect becomes a quiet rebellion, a powerful declaration that we won't be swept away by the rush of instant gratification. Reflection is a commitment to our own well-being and to the quality of our interactions with the world. In essence, to reflect before reacting isn't just a practice, it's a philosophy. It prioritizes depth over breadth, understanding over impulse, and meaningful relationships over fleeting interactions. It's a journey inward that profoundly shapes our outward lives. Lesson 3. Practice dispassion. In a world that feels like an emotional roller coaster, the idea of practicing dispassion might seem out of place. But let's take a closer look at what it truly means and how it can be transformative. Dispassion isn't about suppressing emotions or detaching from life's events. It's about cultivating a balanced perspective and remaining calm amidst the storm. Imagine being able to observe events, situations, and your own emotions without being overwhelmed by them. Think back to the last time you watched a gripping movie. There were moments of tension, excitement, and maybe sadness. Even though you were immersed in the story, part of you always knew it was just a film. You didn't rush to intervene. You observed, you felt, but you remained seated. This is the essence of dispassion, being fully engaged with life, feeling its emotions, but knowing when to remain detached, observing without getting lost in the drama. This approach becomes essential in today's world of information overload. Every day, we're bombarded with news, updates, and notifications. If we reacted passionately to every piece of information, we'd burn out. Dispassion offers us a buffer, enabling us to engage with the world in a more balanced and sustainable way. Dispassion also plays a crucial role in relationships. We've all been in heated discussions, where tempers flare. In such moments, practicing dispassion can make the difference between a productive conversation and a harmful argument. It allows us to listen more effectively, to respond instead of react, and to handle conflicts with grace and understanding. Cultivating dispassion begins with self-awareness. By regularly checking in with ourselves and recognizing our emotional triggers, we create a space between stimulus and response. In that space, we have the freedom to choose our reactions, acting intentionally rather than impulsively. While dispassion might sound like detachment from life's pleasures, it actually enhances our ability to enjoy them. By not clinging to outcomes, we can fully embrace the journey, savoring each moment without fear of loss or change. Practicing dispassion helps us find equilibrium in a constantly shifting world. It serves as a compass, guiding us through life's challenges with poise. By adopting this practice, we not only enrich our own lives, but also bring calm and clarity to those around us. Lesson number 3. Practice dispassion. In a world that often feels like an emotional roller coaster, the idea of practicing dispassion might seem out of place. But let's delve deeper into what it truly means and the transformative power it holds. Dispassion isn't about suppressing emotions or becoming indifferent to the world around us. It's about cultivating a balanced perspective, a calm amidst the storm. Imagine being able to observe events, situations, and even your own emotions without being overwhelmed by them. Think about the last time you watched a gripping movie. There were moments of tension, excitement, maybe even sadness, while you were engaged in the story. A part of you always knew it was just a movie. You didn't rush to help the hero or console the crying character. You observed, you felt, but you remained in your seat. This is the essence of practicing dispassion, being deeply engaged with life, feeling its many emotions, but also knowing when to remain seated in the theater of your mind, observing without getting lost in the drama. This approach becomes a lifeline in our modern age of information overload. Every day we're bombarded with news, updates, and notifications. Reacting passionately to every piece of information would leave us perpetually exhausted. Dispassion offers a buffer, a way to engage with the world in a more sustainable, balanced manner. Dispassion also plays a pivotal role in interpersonal relationships. We've all been in situations where conversations get heated, where disagreements arise. In such moments, practicing dispassion can be the difference between a productive discussion and a damaging argument. It allows us to listen more effectively, to respond rather than react, and to navigate conflicts with understanding and grace. Cultivating dispassion starts with self-awareness, regularly checking in with ourselves, recognizing our emotional triggers, and understanding our patterns creates a space between stimulus and response. In that space lies the freedom to choose our reactions, to act with intention rather than impulse. And while dispassion might sound like detachment from life's joys and pleasures, it actually enhances them. By not being overly attached to outcomes, we can fully immerse ourselves in the journey, savoring each moment without the constant fear of loss or change. Practicing dispassion is about finding equilibrium in an ever-changing world. It's a compass that points to inner peace, guiding us through life's varied terrains with grace. By embracing this practice, we not only enrich our own lives, but also bring a sense of calm and clarity to those around us. Lesson number 4. Ask yourself, will this matter in 5 years? Life is filled with moments that test our patience, resilience, and perspective. From minor inconveniences like a spilled coffee to more significant challenges like disagreements with loved ones, our days are punctuated with situations that evoke a range of emotions. In the heat of the moment, it's easy to get swept up in the immediacy of our feelings. A missed deadline, a critical comment, or a forgotten anniversary can feel like the end of the world. But one powerful question can shift our perspective and bring clarity. Will this matter in 5 years? This simple yet profound question serves as a mental time machine, transporting us to the future and allowing us to look back at the present moment. Suddenly, that heated argument or that missed opportunity is seen in a different light. Most of the things we've read about today will be forgotten footnotes in the grand narrative of our lives. Consider the challenges and worries you had 5 years ago. How many of them still hold weight today? How many have been overshadowed by new experiences, learnings, and memories? This realization can be both humbling and liberating. Using this question as a regular touchstone helps in prioritizing our concerns. It assists us in distinguishing between short-term setbacks and long-term implications. For instance, while a bad day at work might feel overwhelming now in the grand scheme of things, it's just one day in a career spanning decades. This perspective also fosters resilience. When faced with adversity, reminding ourselves of the bigger picture can reduce anxiety and promote problem solving. Instead of getting bogged down by the problem at hand, we can strategize, adapt, and move forward, knowing that time often brings clarity and solutions. But it's not just about minimizing our concerns. This question also encourages us to focus on what truly matters. If we want our actions and decisions to have lasting significance, we need to invest in relationships, personal growth, and experiences that stand the test of time. In a world that often emphasizes the now, will this matter in 5 years? Is a beacon guiding us towards a life of purpose, perspective, and peace. By regularly revisiting this question, we can navigate life's ups and downs with grace, ensuring that our energy and attention are directed towards what truly counts. Lesson number 5. Keep a Stoic journal. The act of journaling has been celebrated across cultures and epochs, not just as a record of events, but as a tool for introspection, growth, and clarity. With their emphasis on self-awareness and personal betterment, Stoics were no strangers to this practice. A Stoic journal isn't merely a diary of daily happenings. It's a space for reflection, for dialogue with oneself, for dissecting emotions, decisions, and reactions. It's where the external world meets the internal, where events are weighed against personal values and beliefs. Imagine ending your day by recounting not just what happened, but how you responded. Why did a particular comment upset you? What triggered that burst of joy during a mundane task? By dissecting our day, we begin to understand the patterns of our psyche, we start to see the triggers that sway our mood, the values that guide our decisions, and the habits that shape our days. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, kept a journal which is now known as Meditations. It wasn't meant for publication. It was a personal dialogue, a space for him to guide himself, to remind himself of Stoic principles, and to navigate the challenges of his life with wisdom. Through his writings, we see a man grappling with his responsibilities, his emotions, and his place in the cosmos. But you don't have to be an emperor to benefit from a Stoic journal. In our modern lives, filled with distractions and a constant barrage of information, setting aside time for introspection becomes even more crucial. It's a daily check-in, a grounding ritual that brings clarity amidst chaos. Over time, this practice can lead to profound insights. You might notice that certain situations repeatedly cause stress, prompting you to either address them or change your perspective. The patterns that emerge can serve as a roadmap for personal growth. Beyond insights, a Stoic journal fosters accountability. By committing to daily reflection, we hold ourselves accountable for our reactions and decisions. It becomes harder to ignore repeated mistakes or to brush off lapses in judgment. Instead, we're prompted to learn, adapt, and grow. In essence, keeping a Stoic journal is like having a wise, non-judgmental friend by your side, always ready to listen, to reflect, and to guide. It's a commitment to personal growth, to understanding oneself better, and to living a life aligned with one's values and principles. Lesson number 6. See obstacles as opportunities. The world is rife with challenges. From personal setbacks to global upheavals, obstacles are an inherent part of the human experience. But what if instead of viewing these challenges as burdens, we saw them as opportunities in disguise? The Stoics held a powerful perspective on adversity. They believed that while we cannot always control the events that befall us, we can control our interpretation in response to them. This shift in perspective transforms challenges from mere setbacks to valuable lessons. A quote by the Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius encapsulates this idea beautifully. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. This means that every obstacle, every challenge, can propel us forward if we choose to see it as an opportunity for growth. Consider a river that encounters a boulder in its path. Instead of stopping, the river finds a way around it, either by eroding the boulder over time or by carving a new path. The boulder and apparent obstacle become an agent of change, reshaping the river's course. Similarly, in our lives, challenges can redirect our paths, often leading us to outcomes we hadn't imagined. For instance, a job loss, while initially devastating, might lead to a new career path, a chance to upskill, or even the opportunity to start a venture of one's own. A failed relationship might pave the way for personal growth, self-discovery, and deeper, more meaningful connections in the future. This Stoic perspective also fosters resilience. When we start viewing challenges as opportunities, we become more adaptable, more willing to face adversity head-on. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" we begin to ask, "What can I learn from this? How can this experience shape me for the better?" Of course, this doesn't mean we should seek out challenges or dismiss genuine hardships. It's about recognizing that within every challenge lies potential, a seed of opportunity. By nurturing this seed with a positive perspective, patience, and perseverance, we can transform obstacles into stepping stones, leading us towards growth, wisdom, and fulfillment. Lesson number 7. Practice gratitude. In the vast tapestry of human emotions, gratitude stands out as a golden thread, weaving moments of joy, contentment, and perspective into our lives. While it's an emotion that can arise spontaneously, the Stoics believed in the deliberate practice of gratitude, making it a daily ritual to anchor oneself in the present and appreciate life's blessings. Gratitude is more than just saying thank you. It's a deep acknowledgement of the myriad forces, moments, and individuals that enrich our lives. It's about recognizing the beauty in the mundane, the lessons and challenges, and the fleeting nature of every experience, making it all the more precious. Seneca, a prominent Stoic philosopher, once said, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." This encapsulates the essence of gratitude, being deeply rooted in the present, cherishing every moment, every experience, and every interaction. Consider the simple pleasures we often take for granted: the warmth of the sun on a cold day, the sound of laughter, a meal shared with loved ones, or the very breath that sustains us. By pausing to acknowledge and appreciate these moments, we magnify their beauty and significance in our lives. Practicing gratitude also offers a counterbalance to the human tendency to focus on what's lacking, on unmet desires, or on uncertainties about the future. By shifting our focus to what we have rather than what we lack, we cultivate contentment, reduce feelings of envy or resentment, and enhance our overall well-being. One might wonder, how does one cultivate this practice? It can be as simple as starting or ending the day by listing 3 things you're grateful for. Over time, this practice can transform your outlook, making you more receptive to life's blessings and more resilient in the face of challenges. Furthermore, gratitude strengthens relationships. By expressing appreciation for the acts of kindness, support, or love we receive from others, we nurture bonds, foster mutual respect, and create a positive feedback loop of goodwill and affection. In a world that often emphasizes more possessions, more achievements, more desires, gratitude is a gentle reminder of the abundance that already exists in our lives. It's a call to celebrate the present, to embrace life with open arms, and to tread the path of existence with a heart full of thanks. As the sun sets on another day, we're left with the echoes of ancient wisdom in our modern world. How will you harness these Stoic lessons to shape your tomorrow? We're eager to hear your thoughts and experiences. Share your insights in the comments below, and let's continue this journey of self-discovery together. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I am thankful for you joining us. And until next time, stay curious, stay grounded, and never stop seeking wisdom.